because he's a wonderful, wonderful wordsmith, a brilliant poet. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Stephen Pottle, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Mum. Don't worry, I'm not going to take anything off.
Take it off!
You don't want to see something.
Get it off.
Okay, because music features so heavily in the wonderful girls' performances, I thought I'd read something that's my relationship with music. You may relate to it as well. This is called Music and Me. Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? The first words that you ever said. The surprise return of a lost friend sees us spinning round again. It's good to have you back. You've stayed exactly the same. You're still saying the same great, exciting things. Do you remember me with sad eyes or funny reflection? I wish I could dance all night with you, but I've gotten worse since you've been away. I may be older, but thank you for making me feel strong today. Do you recall me sat on the front doorstep and ignored by the whole street? An invisible child shouldn't feel that they are always never seen. My battered bright blue Walkman worn proud on a tattered belt. It felt like a pacemaker, beating double time for the life it was trying to save. But you know, your inner voice was heard by your verse, chorus, verse. A sudden key change blinded and wiped away the darkest of days with its ad-lib till fade. All those shitty battles were crippled under the weight of a pile of vinyl on a heavy rotation on an endless play. When I was young, I'd watch as Dad would put on a stack of sexy singles. He'd say to her, if I said you had a beautiful body, would you hold it against me? They'd dance close together and smooch. My embarrassed sisters would have to leave the room. But I stayed, as I loved to see them passionately parade, twirling and shifting to the needle's last fluff-filled play. Love overflowed every part of my dull grey self and produced colours in all the important places. My head, my heart, my stomach, and solid in my happy feet. Thinking back to that young boy who watched helplessly as his mother cried, Tammy Wynette knew which button to press to relieve the stress. Mum would look over with Hoover in hand, smile and mouth, all gone now, and happily return to the cleaning. The base of our relationship was built on the knowledge and understanding of country music's power of expression. We'd look over at each other and appreciate that Dolly wrote the next one for us, as we were always working 9 till 5. The emotional investment that we placed into certain songs were almost as strong as the love that we put into the actual relationships that we were in. So the roads walked, went that battle, knowing that you were there singing in my ear. You were present when every pet and friend disappeared. You were there when the teacher was shouting, while we were ignoring. We let you do our talking. I ran home crying to you when I was a bloody-nosed, awkward teen, and as an adult, you still welcome me in with your expert ear for knowing that I need to sing and scream. You don't know what you've done to me, but I feel it endlessly. You were my discovery. You're still my recovery. Your loaded grooves generate too much life for me, a perfect overdose daily. The patterns and language pull me through this existence and out into somewhere, anywhere, everywhere, to be somebody that I actually want to be. So, I'm still like a virgin, touched for the very first time, surrounded by these hearts of glass, and a good heart is hard to find. So left to my own devices, I'll be losing my mind, my true colours shining through time after time. Nothing compares to you, and that knocks me off my feet. That little Prince Charming now feels like a killer queen. I'll be forever wet in that purple rain if you should go away. So spin me round, right round. I am the DJ, I am that I play. The man in the mirror is looking up to the big sky and is ready to shout, I'm beginning to see the light that will never go out. These moments of love are forever in my life, pure true blue. Now I shout it out from the highest hills. Music, I will always love you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to get semi-serious now. Because we're coming to the end of the year, looking back, the only thing that sticks in my mind is the riots in, well, all over the country in August. I used to be a teaching assistant, so I always tried to understand where the children and teenagers were coming from, so I wrote this. This is called Sad Trainers. Those over there, they'll have what he'll never wear. And the guys on TV, head to foot in their designer labels, yards of cars, makes him want stuff. Makes him need and crave and demand, and be involved in the biggest crime wave in the land. All of a sudden, they are running with friends, not afraid of the adults with tasers and shields or the helicopters roaring above their hooded heads. You can't even stop them. She says that the locals are going to fight tonight, and she actually used a word like uprise, without knowing that the power in these words were growing and seeping through to the kids in the primary schools. And suddenly, they're all seizing forwards, torching shop doorways, and feeling brave in the face of authority and the Sky News reporters. Now we are blaming the mothers. And what must David think of them? Well, have they ever really given a shit about each other? Suits and ties never say or know anything about their lives. With a smug mug and a twisting of words, they subtly say that they hate all of us. No one ever speaks for them. Only that man on MTV with his fucking expensive trainers. That makes them want stuff. That makes them need and crave and demand and be involved in the biggest crime wave in the land. It's difficult trying to understand each side, and I'm not sure if any of them were aware there was a mournful family somewhere. Watching TV, confused and deep in sadness, they're trying to stay sane through all of your madness. The endless tears hidden from view as they are not sure what they would have done with them. It even makes me cry to see the country on fire tonight. Yet he still says, "Mum, I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to our streets, but my life is not yet complete without those trainers on my feet." Thank you. Okay, something a bit positive. It's winter, it's dark, it's depressing. You've even got the Smiths advertising John Lewis. It's that bad. It's that bad.
It's lovely.
So this is trying to find a bit of light in the darkness, and you have to bear with me. I finished this last week, so yeah. This is called Primrose On Tiptoes. The last of summer screams out over my shoulder. Doom will come and kill us all before another night falls. But my sunflower smile helped to prolong that dreaded end. My arms are already twisting into the worst of angles. My legs peg it before they are able to stand or run. So we clamber to the top and tiny touch the last of the beams, feeling the hint of heat brush against your fingertips, stretching in the white of the remains of the blaze in the heat. The warmth blows your hair so that all of the strands dance gently. This was my one true calling, and so I called it. I'm statuesque in my bold ability not to shift. I want this second to last the rest of my time here. And as those shadows smother, this mood strengthens and refuses to move. My beautiful petals threaten the ugly and the terrible. I will drop with elegance, a fetching spread with supreme splendidness. I will live on in the dust and muck of life's endlessness. Blow me a kiss when I fall. I'm beyond proud and shining going down as the last of summer calls. Thank you.